Second sticks.
I'll let you know. Okay. If we do nothing, then the nothing's gonna win. And the vacuum drags more vacuum in to this black mirror. So I think I should probably say, okay, and then you start rolling in a second. Is that all right?
Did you stop rolling?
No.
Okay. If we do nothing, then we let the nothing win. And the vacuum drags more vacuum in to this dark mirror in a sea of double taps. Beyond the telescopes and maps, round and round we climb towards the mountain top. Above power's smoky crown, leave the valley to what the valley wants to choose before we throw this golden apple down. Vacuum drags more vacuum in to this dark mirror in a sea of double taps. Beyond the telescopes and maps, round and round we climb towards the mountain top. Above power's smoky crown, leave the valley to what the valley wants to choose before we throw this golden apple down. Vacuum leave the valley to walk the